Let your taste buds rejoice on this adventure to the countryside of Mexico, where we will cook several classic dishes. We are taking our cooking to new heights, or depths rather, in the heart of Caracoro, Michoacan, the place I spent most of my childhood in. Have you ever wondered what a cookout looks like in Mexico? It's called Carne Asada. We're also going to pair it with Mexican rice, frijoles de la olla, salsa, and some delicious and juicy chorizos. We're gonna spend the entire day here, so how about we make some breakfast first? With the help of my aunt, we will uncover traditional cooking methods passed down through generations. I'm ready to embark on a cooking journey where a chimney is our main appliance. There's so much to enjoy, and the aromas of fresh ingredients found along the riverbank become the center of attention. The leftover charcoal from the wood will get repurposed to roast the ingredients for the salsa. You probably didn't see this coming, but all this and more coming up.
Qué chulada salió.
We're making huevos a la Mexicana with nopales. Nopales are known as prickly pear cactus, which are widely used in Mexican cuisine. They are slightly tangy with grassy tones and a slight sweetness. Before cooking them, it is important to carefully remove the spines. It can be done with a paring knife. Just avoid touching the very easy to spot spines by holding on to the smooth areas of the paddle. Remember to give them a quick rinse. I'm in charge of the eggs. And we're bringing the skills all the way to Mexico. One hand, baby.
And the river right behind us.
All right, let's do a little bit of salt. And since we don't have any forks, we're just gonna whisk these up with a spoon. My grandma was very kind to give us some nopales. They're very tender, which I think are the best because you get to taste kind of like the tanginess, and they're a lot softer, so we're in for a treat. I've got that tomato diced up. Next is the onion and then the jalapeno. And you can make it your own. You can use tortillas in there as well. Ooh, machaca sounds amazing, which is very popular here. It is kind of like the Mexican jerky, I would say. Unfortunately, we cannot get this type of nopal, or at least as fresh in the United States, but I am so lucky my grandmother was growing her own. The cactus is gonna get cooked in a little bit of oil with onion and jalapeno. Nopales contain a unique slimy gel substance which a lot of people shy away from, but it's a testament to how perfect creation is. This gel is what helps the cactus retain water in the hot desert weather. When cooked, it breaks down and it's even more visible. So if you think about it, what you're seeing is what helps the cactus survive. Take it from me, in a place where beef is a luxury and not many people can afford it, Cactus has provided a nutritional meal for so many families. When most of the slime has evaporated and the cactus is pale green in color, which means it is cooked through, it's time for the tomatoes. All right, let's do a little bit of salt. Season it as we go. Mix it in, and we do want to make sure those tomatoes also release their juice and get nice and soft.
You're gonna burn yourself.
We're good. A little bit more. It is time for the egg. Just stir this bad boy. That's all there is to it. A classic dish, perfect for breakfast. Just wait until the egg is cooked and off the flame it goes. I'm not a doctor, nor do I have scientific proof, but many people use nopales as a way to heal their bodies from different health problems.
We're ready to eat.
We are, and I'm hungry. Let's heat up a few corn tortillas so we can make some tacos. This is so good, you guys. Those nopales, I have to tell you, there's something else.
How is it?
Like I was saying, there's just no comparison when it comes to tender nopales.
No, there's not.
We really do enjoy all of that Mexico has to offer.
And we have the carne asada right behind us.
Let's head on to making
some delicious carne asada.
You should always have frijoles de la olla. We Mexicans love beans. In this case, flor de mayo beans are the choice. Simmer them in a clay pot with water, garlic, and onion until tender. My aunt just went to the river and she found fresh epazote. And you know, it pairs wonderful with frijoles de la olla. So guess what we're doing? Look at this beauty right here. Just give it a quick rinse and into the pot it goes.
Can't get more natural than that. Wow.
Now, it cannot get more traditional than Mexican rice, and the fact that we don't have a blender has allowed us to show a method that I grew up with. To make arroz mexicano, we need long grain rice. Either way, it is the only one available in my pueblo, and rinsing is key to removing that surface starch. Toasting the rice is a humble step that elevates it to a more flavorful outcome. It's done in a generous amount of fat, in this case oil, until evenly browned. As far as the temperature, medium heat will get it there without burning it. Here in Mexico, we do not cry to onions or garlic. My aunt says we cry to...
Aquí sí se le llora el humo.
That smoke is real.
Le doy por un lado y me da el humo, le doy por el otro.
Para donde sea le da humo.
This step will take about 15 minutes or so. We need my aunt to constantly stir the whole time. Meanwhile, I will mince the garlic and dice the tomato. Oh, and the onion, can't forget that. It will be added halfway through browning with the garlic so it slightly caramelizes while evenly toasting the rice.
Doradito. Bien doradito para que se esponje bonito y servir bien.
Okay, this is the color you are looking for. In goes the tomatoes. Keep stirring, and once the tomatoes are cooked through, pour in the water. I personally like to add tomato paste, but that's impossible to find here, so 1 cube of tomato bouillon it is. It's what my aunt uses, and well, I grew up having it as well. A lovely jalapeno with a split through the middle and a bunch of cilantro. Lastly, and very important, salt. Just cook it until tender and the water has evaporated. Preferably, it needs to cook covered, but we don't have a lid, but it's okay. Keep the heat on medium-low, and I'll just cover it with aluminum foil after the additional water because, well, it needed a bit more. All right, we're gonna get started on the marinade, and this is my all-time carne asada marinade for a good reason. It is super delicious, and you only have to marinate it for 30 minutes. It's that good. All right, let's start with the citrus part, which is going to be the orange juice. And you do want to do freshly squeezed because you don't want that added sugar. I'm just going to put my hand right under the orange so I can hold on to those seeds. Ooh, and these are really juicy. The same amount of lime juice, and these are here from our beautiful ranch.
Okay, jálelo.
I don't know why, but the town seemed to be out of limes, which is super weird because there's lime trees everywhere, but I guess it happens. And what's better than freshly picked? Not only squeezed, picked.
Exactly.
Rice is done, and this is what we love about rice. Its fluffiness. Using a fork, or in this case a spoon, carefully fluff it up without breaking the grains. Same amount of a neutral in flavor oil. This is gonna help seal those juices, keep it nice and moist, plus give us a really nice color. In goes the garlic, and I've got a bunch of garlic in here because it's a bunch of meat. When it comes to spices, we're gonna switch it up a bit because we're using what's available here. So what I was able to find is ground guajillo. We're gonna do a good amount there. I was not able to find ground chipotle, but we're gonna be using a few of these delicious ones in adobo. I'm just gonna mash them up in my abuelita's molcajete. Goes into that marinade. And the girl at the store forgot to give us the cumin, so we're gonna omit it for now. It's okay, this still has a ton of flavor. So we're left with salt. Time to mix it up. Look at that beautiful color. We've got so much goodness, citrus, a little bit of spiciness, sweetness from that chipotle, which is light, but the orange is really gonna give us a boost of caramelization and sweet flavors. You want to use a cut of beef that's ideal for marinating, for example, skirt or flank steak or even flat meat, which I use very frequently, but to be honest, I asked for flat meat, but this is giving me more like flank steak vibes. Anyway, both are great options. If you're looking to cook the meat to a specific doneness, a thicker cut will need to be purchased. Coat the meat in the marinade and I'll mix in a little bit more salt. Do cilantro and onion to impart flavor and fragrance. We're gonna give this about 30 minutes to marinate. Beans are, I'd say, 3/4 of the way cooked. To make the salsa, the ingredients need to be roasted, and since we need them to cook fast,
The Mexican way.
we will be repurposing the leftover charcoal from the wood, a very common technique used for generations. Tomatoes and jalapenos will get this treatment, But the now clean tomatillo milpero will get cooked and roasted on the comal because they are tiny.
Talk about smoking ingredients.
We're gonna get a really nice smoky flavor from this. Oh, it's not too hot. Gotta learn, keep the traditions.
Those are mini tomatillos.
Which is called tomatillos milperos. We found them here at the ranch. I think we were very lucky. Or
Vayamos a la orilla del río.
yes, right beside the river. Its name milpero means cornfield as they are often grown along corn, and some ingredients will be ready sooner than others. I'm just gonna keep an eye out and remove as needed. Beans are also done. We just need to adjust the salt and take advantage of the heat to get that pork chorizo started
Que chulada.
because they take the longest to cook. Every time we visit my hometown, enjoying a good piece of chorizo is a must. Whether it's like this or paired with eggs for breakfast and tacos. Oh, we cannot forget tacos. Meat goes in and we're gonna cook this to our desired doneness. But look at that. Here's the deal. I like to cook the meat to medium well, and it's typically a thicker cut, but I'm cooking for my family and well, they don't like to see any type of red or pinkish color. I get it because I grew up with the same customs. Everybody here likes well done, so that's exactly what we're doing. It just comes to show whatever you like.
Those chorizos look beautiful.
They do. They do. They're calling my name, but they still have a little bit of time left. Ooh. Look at that. We're gonna give this a taste. You just see my dad's reaction. I think his mouth is watering. I've done this marinade so many times and it does not disappoint.
What marinade is this one?
The one you can find on villacocina.com. I'm gonna leave it down in the description area just for you. Surprisingly enough, all of the cuts of beef here are the same price. It doesn't matter what you get. I think that's a good deal because some cuts are pretty expensive, especially when you go up to like the very tender ones with a really nice marbling. I know some of you meat lovers would definitely benefit from this deal. Woo. And to make the salsa, grinding the garlic with salt helps to break it down easily. From there, it's a matter of taking turns to mash down all of the roasted ingredients. First the jalapeno, then the tomatillos, and finally the tomatoes.
Ya no cabe.
Mix in salt, and that is all. Let me just tell you, the meat is looking great and there's so many aromas just floating around in the air. The chorizo is now fully cooked and is looking ravishing. These will get broken up and served according to how much each person wants. We've got chorizo, meat, rice and beans. Oh, and the tortillas and salsa are going to make this experience that much enjoyable.
Is that good?
You guys, the freshness you get, it's just amazing. And as you can see, we've got tortillas, but we can't have them because we're eating standing. It is really good, you guys. The food here is just unbelievable.
There's no better chorizo than the one you get in Mexico.
The meat tastes different in Mexico.
It does.
It does.
And it is beef.
Simple recipe, you're gonna impress a crowd. We decided to take you closer to the river and just keep eating.
Actually, Rosanna's dad insisted on it. So good.
I hope you enjoyed this video.
Until the next one, everybody.
Bye.